All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We literally interact with dynamic, responsive web pages every single day, right? But today, we're taking the builder's journey. We're going to peek under the hood and see exactly how JavaScript acts as this invisible engine, transforming completely flat, static documents into the rich, interactive experiences we've all come to rely on. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start by properly meeting JavaScript, and then we're going to write our very first script. After that, we'll establish some essential rules of the road, figure out how to grab attention using alerts, and wrap up by getting fully interactive with our users.
So, Section 1. Meet JavaScript, the language of the web. It's essentially the scripting language specifically designed to give the web its muscle. And the best part, it's already enabled by default on basically every major browser out there. Whether you're rocking Chrome, Firefox, or Safari on your phone, your canvas is completely set up and ready to go. You don't need to download any clunky special software to start seeing it in action.
Moving right along to Section 2, your first script, from static to dynamic.
Take a look at this HTML snippet. See that script tag tucked neatly right there into the head section? The browser actually reads this part first. It acts like a giant signpost saying, hey, stop right there. The text coming up isn't your average web page text, it's a script. It's literally telling the built-in JavaScript interpreter to wake up and process that document.writeLine command.
And boom! That single line of code directly triggers this output. The interpreter crunches the command, and our message, "Welcome to JavaScript Programming," shows up right there on the page. It seems simple, I know, but honestly, seeing your code manifest visually for the very first time, it's a huge, incredibly satisfying milestone.
To really grasp how that magic happened, we've got to talk about a core concept in programming, objects. You can think of an object kind of like a noun, and its methods are the verbs. Basically, an object is this entity living in your computer's memory that holds attributes, that's the data, and behaviors, which are the methods. In our little script, document is the noun representing the HTML page itself. And WriteLine, well, that's our verb. It's a specific behavior we explicitly ask the document object to perform for us.
All right, Section 3. Rules of the road. Guardrails for coding.
Listen, following these guardrails is going to save you hours of absolute pull-your-hair-out frustration. First off, JavaScript is strictly case-sensitive. Uppercase and lowercase letters matter immensely. Next, terminate every single statement with a semicolon. Forgetting just one is a classic surefire way to break your entire program. When you're writing strings, you can use either double or single quotes, just pick one. Also, never ever forget your closing script tag, or your page might just refuse to load entirely. And finally, use double slashes for single-line comments or a /* for multi-line ones. The browser totally ignores them, but trust me, your future self will thank you for leaving those breadcrumbs.
Because look, if you ignore these rules, you're going to run face first into a syntax error, just like this one popping up in the console. Everything literally grinds to a halt because the interpreter just can't figure out what you're trying to say. It usually means you missed a semicolon somewhere, or maybe you mismatched an uppercase and lowercase command. It happens to the best of us.
Which brings us to Section 4, grabbing attention with alerts.
Okay, notice how instead of the document object, we're now tapping into the window object, and we're calling the alert method. We're taking a specific string of text, our welcome message, and passing it right in as an argument. And here is the immediate, unavoidable consequence of that code. A pop-up dialog box that forcibly hijacks the user's attention. It literally jumps out over the web page and demands that the user physically click OK before they can do anything else. It's definitely blunt, but it's a fantastic tool when you have critical warnings or info that you absolutely cannot risk the user missing.
Now, to format the text inside those alerts so it doesn't look like a jumbled mess, we use things called escape sequences. By combining a backslash with another character, you trigger special formatting. So a \n tells the computer, hey, start a new line here. A \t drops in a horizontal tab. And if you actually want to show a quotation mark or a backslash on screen without completely breaking your code, you escape them using these exact sequences. It just gives you total granular control over how your text is presented.
Finally, Section 5. Getting interactive with users. If we want to achieve true two-way communication with the user, we have to introduce a new tool, variables. Think of variables as metaphorical storage boxes sitting inside your computer's memory. We declare them using the keyword var, we give them a specific, memorable name, and then we use them to catch and hold on to the information our users give us.
That way, the script can actually remember it and use it later.
Let's look at the script here. First, we declare a variable and name it name. Then, instead of a bossy alert, we use a window.prompt dialog box. A prompt actually asks the user a question. In this case, please enter your name. And it gives them a little text field to type into. Whatever they type gets immediately scooped up and stored securely inside our name variable box. After that, we just use our trusty document.writeLine method to print a customized message that pulls that data right back out of the box.
And in practice, it is so cool to see. The prompt pops up, collects the input, let's say Jim, saves it into our variable in the computer's memory, and then instantly uses it to render a completely personalized welcome message. We've literally generated custom content on the fly, based entirely on what the user told us.
And honestly, that is the core mechanics of JavaScript right there in action. You've just taken a completely static, lifeless page and turned it into a dynamic, two-way conversation. By getting a grip on objects, utilizing methods, respecting those syntax rules, and storing data and variables, you've unlocked the foundational tools of all modern web development. So, now that your web page actually has the power to listen and remember, what are you going to ask your users next?